Hello and welcome to Classroom Setting Normal versus Special Kids. In this video, we will compare classroom settings between normal and special kids, and we will explain briefly on what is the role of occupational therapists in schools. There are two types of education that we will see in this video. The first one is general education and the second one is special education. So what is the difference between these two? The main difference between special education and general education is that special education is a separate system of education designed for the needs of differently abled children, whereas general education is provided for physically or psychologically less challenged, typically developing students. Special education are also required to employ professionals with specialized skills, such as specialized teachers, occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech therapists, social workers, and etc., who are different from regular general classroom teachers. Now, without further ado, we will see what a normal classroom setting looks like, and the review will be presented by Khairul.
English is one of my favourite subjects. I think it's because it's a lot more open-ended and there's no right or wrong. Seeing young writers flourish as their vocabulary develops is amazing to watch. Hands-on learning has a real place in the classroom. Not every English lesson involves copious amounts of writing. It's more about the child's understanding and whether they remember the lesson. As my school has a large amount of pupils, we have two different exits. I take children to one and my colleague takes the other. I try to make it apparent how excited I am to see them again tomorrow, to get them excited for the next day.
From the video, what types of subject are they learning? We can see that it was in the middle of English class. How much student is in the class? The class contains about 50 to 20 students per class. How long was the class? The class wasn't long. It lasted 30 to 40 minutes. What is the teaching style? One-on-one or grouping? The teacher taught the class as a whole group and not individually. Can the student listen and understand the task that was given by the teacher? Yes, from the video, we can see that the students were actively engaging and participating in class. Does the student interact with each other and their teachers? Yes, they were actively discussing and talking to each other while doing their work.
Now, let's see the classroom setting of special kids from San Bernardino City Unified School.
What are these called? Marshmallows. Yes, look. Mimi Mouse has marshmallows. Yes, marshmallows. Marshmallows. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Microphone, come sit down. Come sit closer. What's this
So
one, Kayla?
each group is about 15 minutes long, depending. If it looks like the students are getting a little antsy, I can shorten it. So with the 15 minutes, that gives me time to actually work on one specific activity. One student needs help focusing on color identification. The other student might be simply learning how to stay in your seat for 5 to 10 minutes. And then that student might get up, and then we're going to bring them back to the seat and start over again. Takes a lot of patience and a lot of repetition, but it's a daily routine for all of them.
Down. Come here. It's time to sit down. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Sit down, sit down. Yay.
From the video, what subject are they learning? The subject they learn is English, and they learn how to pronounce English words. How much is the student per class? In the special need classroom, the class size ranges from 3 to 4 students. It's very different from normal student class, which are more than 15 students per class. How long was the class duration? Usually, the class duration for special need class is a while. As you can see in the video, the teacher used 15 minutes for each group. What is the teaching style? The teacher uses one-on-one learning instead of addressing the class as a group. This way, the student can focus because the teacher's attention 100% are given to them. Moreover, teacher need to use a simple but interesting things or object when teaching them to keep them interested. For example, putting Play-Doh in their hands for sensory aid to attract the students' attention when they are losing focus. Can the student listen and understand the task? Most of them can understand the task given and listen to what their teacher said. They also are able to respond to the teacher when the teacher gives instructions. As you can see in the video, the students can pronounce marshmallow like the teacher said. Do the students interact with each other and their teachers? No, because some of the students have autism spectrum disorder, which prevented them from knowing how to be social and participate in class.
Now we are going to look about the details of school-based occupational therapy, and it will be presented by me, Adeline. So why is there school-based occupational therapy? Because school play an important role in the contribution of health and development of children. Thus, occupational therapy can help the students to overcome their problems such as handwriting from getting worse in future. So what is the role of school-based OTs? So school-based OTs will provide interventions for students to involve in school activities and able to become independent in school. They will focus more on fine motor skills by doing activities such as handwriting and scissor skill works. How can occupational therapy help the students? So OT can help the student by firstly assessing the student by using common assessment to figuring out the problems. So the example of assessment are motor free visual perception test and visual motor integration test. And after that, OT will work together with students' teams such as teachers to recommend a plan and create goals. The common plan is pull out or push in services. So pull-out services is to remove the student from the general class to small group instruction. Meanwhile, push-in service, OTs and teacher will work together to help the student in the general setting class. That's all from us. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye-bye.